Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Uh, I did start the session and we lost kings to ace queen. It hit ace on the river, so we lost the bind there. I had internet issues, so I had to drop out. Anyway, we'll restart the session. I didn't record. I stopped recording the last one anyway. So now I've got a book. I'm down to about 37 at the moment. Bankroll. Anyway, and going to call here. Hopefully it's a flush. Hopefully he doesn't. Oh, hopefully he doesn't got ace king. All right, I'm gonna fold a7. Only got pair. All right, folding eights. I'll raise a6 and see where we are with this hand. Hopefully he raises again. Don't think we can really go anywhere. I just hopefully we don't see ace king. Hopefully see like an ace queen or an ace jack. It's taking a long time there to call. Hopefully everyone's doing pretty well. Was a little bit frustrating, but I realized, wow, okay. It was a little bit frustrating before because the internet was a little bit low, but it wasn't the reason why I fell a little bit. I only fell because, you know, they got the ace on the river pretty much against our kings, and we got it in on the turn, and we had the best of it, but they just picked up their card. I got a call here, trying to get a 9. Sometimes you can throw a bet in a bluff there with an ace on the river, but don't think we can really do that. 9-7, okay. Perfect. No need to bluff when you've got showdown value. And thanks for all the likes and thanks for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already, please do so. I'm just trying to do like all my sessions on the videos. So just trying to, you know, it's a good way for me to keep talking about my hands, things that I'm trying to focus on, and just to explain how I'm actually doing the decisions that I'm doing. All right, so pocket aces, pretty easy. We're gonna try and go in here, hopefully get 3-betted, but no, get a fold. Dynamic board, this is gonna be good, typical check raise scenario. And then hopefully they've got, well, we opened anyway. There's a bit of a scenario there, unfortunately, but we can raise it here. Hopefully the board pairs up. He could have a flush, he could have 2 pair. Could have a lot of hands here. We did check. All right, we don't mind winning the pot still though, especially if a club comes down the river. It could have been in pretty much bad shape there, unless the board pairs up. All right, so king jack suited. Definitely open that. Don't really pay. We can defend 7-5 suited. We're gonna check raise this one. Because we did check, so this hits our range. And then we've got a lot of turn cards coming our way. So another diamond comes out, you know, a 3 comes out. We could start having gut shots as well. And then we can continue the barrel and play it really strong. So you could have like 30 something percent equity. And then sometimes we get folds as well, so it will help. So sometimes we don't need to make our hand. Sometimes we do have to make the hand after they call. Sometimes we won't and still lose. Other times they'll fold. So hopefully we can make the gap better. And I'm going to call. Could have queens, could have jacks, could have aces or kings still. He's not capped. Missed the flop here, so I think we can just check fold. Oh, it's small enough. All value. Let's see what happens. So maybe he's got kings there or queens. I did call because we did have a backdoor straight. And you know, if a jack comes out, then we have a gut shot. It's a little bit tricky, but we could make it. We could have made it work, maybe, especially with two overcards. And if the queen hits and and we have a straight, and he's got, you know, a set, he's definitely going to be paying there. So sometimes you do have to make a bad call to make some money. As long as you make a bad call when it's really cheap, and then they call like on the river a big, you get paid when you hit the hand. Preferably that'll be the deal. All right, 9-8. Defending against under the gun just with 9-8. We know exactly probably where our hand is. They're usually pretty tight. King comes out, just let go of that one. It's fine. But if a lower board happens, sometimes we could probably check raise there and get him off a hand. Especially if you've got a hand like ace king, ace queen. So that's where my head was at there. We'll 3-bet jacks. We're not going to muck around with this. We're going to raise it. We've got queens, got overpair. Happy to see a fold. We cannot allow players to come in cheap and see a turn cheap and then we get run over. We did 3-bet. I'm not going to play it weak. I'm just going to go for it. And possibly even get queens to fold there. All right, we'll 3-bet. Same thing again. We're going to defend with 8-6. Got a lot of good turn cards coming. That wasn't one of them. Probably just check fold now. A little bit on the river. Nice. We can bet this one. Got a straight. A7. All right. Hit on the river. Didn't think we'll get a win that hand. We had 2 life cards, which is nice. All right, we'll call. Ace doesn't really change anything apart from... we have to call. We've got a straight. But he could have better. All right, I don't think we could fold there. Although there was a flush. There was a flush. So maybe we could have folded. I think it's a little bit too tight though. I will call. No need to raise here. We'll just try and get it in. Unfortunately, he doesn't like the ace. He's scared of the ace. 9-8 suited. We do have a straight flush draw, so we'll bet quite big. Expect to see a call here sometimes. All right. 6s are folding. We'll open up with king 9. All right, so this session's actually started off a little bit better than the last one. Last session was a little bit up and down. So there was the session that I just played before. I tried recording it, but the internet was playing up. So we had to stop that one and then I've got to restart this one. But anyway, yesterday's session where I asked whether or not we had a winning session or a losing session. So it was a session where I felt very strong. And then I had a look and our bankroll didn't change. It was quite even. So what ended up happening was I was down about 3 buy-ins, and then we edged our way back, and we had about 1 buy-in up, and then towards the end there, we just lost a little bit, and then we broke even. So I was very surprised. I thought after closing a few tables, especially deep stacked, I thought we were in a good spot, but this shows how much we were actually behind earlier on. But anyway, we got it back a little bit. Hopefully we can make back what we've got that we just lost before, because we had kings and ran into an ace queen that hit on the river, which is not nice. These things happen, so you can't really let it affect you. Can't call with ace there. I mean, you're just hoping a king comes out, and then we're just playing with the king. I got a 3-bet queen jack offsuit, which is fine. All right, gonna let go 5s. We're out of position there. Pretty much gonna play fiddle fold And he bet quite big. So when calling out a position, you really need to look at the check raising. Or not check raising. You need to look at the bet sizing. The smaller the bet, you might be more likely to call. Because you got to realize once you a small bet, you can really think about the future streets are going to be very expensive to make your draws. So you're going to get a lot of denied equity. That's the reason why we should typically fold to a large 3-bet size. All right, A7 suited. All right, we'll 3-bet here and try and get a fold. 10-7, just letting go. All right, so we're going to try and add these little spots in where we're bluffing in the small blind. And then if we get called, we should have a hand good enough to play a bit of post flop as well. Okay, we can represent the ace here. And if not, we can sometimes get a king or a 10 and then get some straight draws as well. And then, you know, having position there, you can get some free cards. And sometimes we can get a Hail Mary towards the end. You know, they might actually have a set or something. And then we hit our straight because we get a free card and then make a lot there. Fives. All right, same thing again. Going to try and 3-bet the button. All right, gotta let go of fives here. Jack 10 hits our opponent. I'm going to call one more just in case. I'm going to bluff. The king hits our range. And queen 10. We can 3-bet this one. Got some back doors as well with the queen 10 hand. Now we've got a straight. Now I'm going to overbet. And now we just get it in. And he's going to call, hopefully. Unless he was chasing. Okay, he calls a set. We got him, though. All right, nice hand there. All right, nice. I'm going to defend with ace-8 suited. It was a large 3-bet as well. We could be dominated. Not dominated in the sense that, you know, the same suit. You know, if we've got that suit, we're definitely going to be dominating him in certain spots. Breeze can't call. I can't call there. All right, we'll defend against the late. We can check raise maybe. We'll bet here. Hopefully he's got an 8 and he calls. Did check the flop, which means we're going to bet here as well. He could not. He might just call with an 8. He might have a better hand. He might actually hit the queen. We got quad 7s. He hit the queen. Not much you can do. Hit the set. We'll call. All right, we'll go for an 8, hopefully. All right, we're just trying to trap here. Unless he's got a royal straight flush. He's 8 on the river. He's probably never calling. We're just hoping here to flush. Or some type of book. Because we got quads. Anything that could beat us there was a straight flush. Which was there. And Jack on the river. I'm not sure why I was in that hand, to be fair. We'll call a 9. I actually don't know why I was in that hand. I did raise. We'll bet that one. Alright, so we got a little bit carried away there, and the big blind did call. So that was not the worst play, but the big blind did come in, which was nasty. So we should not have put another set in the pot. Yeah, too low. He missed. I really was trying to go for a club, or at least a straight draw. I think a jack or a king was good enough there, though. We can 3-bet 7-5 suited. Gonna raise the fish with king queen suited. Okay, we've got an open ender. Hopefully get the turn jam. Yeah, well, actually should have just jammed the turn, but he might have actually had the hand, unfortunately. Plus he was short stack as well. Missed everything with king jack. Alright, hit the straight. Need to defend against the flush. Queen 9's better, so gotta be a little bit careful. Alright, so if he's got a set, he's got a book now. I think as long as we keep betting here, he could be calling with a jack. I think if he calls here and he checks to us, we can go check, check, and we'll see a jack here. Yeah, I hope to see a jack. Okay, it was a 10. Don't know if we could throw in another bet. Maybe we lost a little bit of value there. Alright, we'll 3-bet aces. Then 7 will call. Alright, we'll bet like we've got something. Don't mind to see a fold there. So things are turning around. Looking all right now. We're probably getting close to the 40 again, $40 mark again, which is good. Also, I really had to control myself from being tilted. It was very frustrating. Very, very frustrating with the... I'm going to bet here. See what it can do. Yeah, it was just very frustrating with the internet being a little bit slow. Just really was even close to thinking about just letting go the session and just giving up today and just not playing again for today and then just start tomorrow. But regardless, we're back now and going strong, or at least trying to go strong. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep the my price $C. We'll probably end up losing that. All right, ace 10, can't really 3-bet in the small blind just because we don't close the action down. Last time we 3-bet light, the big blind got in there and, destroyed us because he had position on us. It was a nightmare. And you got to remember, small blind is the worst spot of the table. Okay, you got Trevs, but we do lose to everything else still. All right, we've got a straight, but he could easily have a book. I just can't call. He could have ace king, ace queen, ace jack. Could have anything there. He could actually just have bottom, like nothing really, but I just can't really call that off. I think he's just going to be good there most times. Hell of a bluff though. All right, we got a 3-bet. Okay, we'll check here. At Let's see if he's going to fall for it. Hopefully see a bluff here. Or a bet. Maybe he's got overpair. Raise it and see what happens. He's got overpair, he might shove. That'd be best case scenario. Not sure what he's got. We'll just shove and hopefully folds. Oh, calls, I mean. Oops. I think he's got overpairs. He's got eights. Maybe he thought we had ace king. Alright, we'll bet here. Good to have the best hand here some of the time. But we'll like to see folds there on the flop. Perfect. And if they call, you really want an ace or a king, obviously. Alright, so nice hand there with ace 9 before. A little bit of a trap though. The way we played it, I think he thought we had ace king. We're a little bit sneaky. Sometimes you can't just play straightforward. Yeah, at the moment, it seems to be turning around quite nicely. Got to be a little bit careful what we're doing. Just got to keep concentrating, make sure we don't 3-bet too light. Especially we did leak a little bit of money before, 3-betting from the small blind. Not a big deal, but after so many hands, if you keep doing that, it's going to hit your winnings. All right, so king 10, small blind, let go. Just no point trying to play some loose hands though. Pocket sevens. We'll min raise. We'll defend jack 10. We'll bluff this one with sevens. King hits our range. And they've got a capped range. King jack. Open ender. Just going to check this one out, see if we can get it to a cheap river. Six is going to fold. Probably could argue to call there and try and hit. Unfortunately missed, but we got there cheap enough. Alright, we'll just let go. Feels like he's got like a mediocre hand, but he's probably got like a maybe queen jack or something. He's not playing it very strong. Or he might be playing trappy, but I don't think so. Alright, tight fold. King suited 10. Alright, ace jack folding. You'd be like, some people will be like, what? Well, in the small blind, it's not a great hand. We could probably try and steal the pot. So you could probably argue that if it gets folded to and we bet, we could win the hand pretty bit easy. Ace 8 suited. Also, the fact is we've got to play a little bit tighter because of the rake as well. Just remember that. All right, we'll call 4 and hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, we'll let go, unfortunately. Oh, no. I hate to see it. Hate to see it. But it's just way too much to call. Any justification if he was really deep? No, it doesn't look like it was deep at all. Very next hand. And get rid of Queen Jack offsuit. Queen 2. King 2 will open from the button. Alright, 3-bet queen jack. Alright, I'll continue betting here. Could easily have missed everything. Or say it can pick up a spade. We're deep enough, got a call. Okay, pit 2 pair. Gonna check here with the queen, with the jack. Go for some pot control as well. Alright, now got a bet. I need to charge his flushes and straights and stuff. We got 2 pair, we're gonna call. Check raising ace 10. Alright, queen jack wins. Alright, gotta let go. 10-7, just all the diamonds. Ace 10, look at that, missed everything, but we didn't lose much. Still cool. If he checks here, we could have the best hand still with the ace. Not my nine's play, unfortunately. But that was one of those hands, like you look at the flop, yeah, you got all the, you got the world ahead of you. And then the river you got just denied. You feel, and if you got pot committed and then the river comes, it's one of those hands you just gotta feel sick. Alright, we'll bet. We've got a straight. Why not? And we'll keep betting. And hopefully he calls. Or even better, hopefully he raises a straight, 2 pair or a set. That wasn't meant to be. Alright. Folding ace. At a position. It's just a bad ace, so don't want to be dominated there a lot of the time. Alright, queen jack suited will open up. Alright, we'll 3-bet ace queen suited. We're in position, so we're going to call with the 7s. We'll call one more. So hit the 7 on the turn. If he's got an ace, he's going to give us all his money. Bet there. We'll play like we've got the king. Just playing it easy. Alright, we'll check. Not sure what he's got, but I think there's something wrong with his hand here, but I think we can't beat the bluff. I'll check behind. I don't think we can value bet queen. Yeah, he's not going to call when he's beat there. Alright, pocket kings. Open up. Hopefully get 3-betted. And then maybe sneak in a 4-bet, but wasn't meant to be. 10-2's gone. We defend. I'm not going to defend. It's pretty cheap though. King suited hands maybe could play. I just got a. Ooh, that was misclick. Silly. Looks like now we're fishing. We do have a gut shot, so I'm going to play it. Yeah, easy money. Easy money by misclick. Pocket 8s. Ace queen offsuit, definitely a 3-bet. In position as well. And then we've got a small blind. Small blind, typically someone knows how to play. You got to be a bit tighter. Maybe with jacks or something though. Alright, we'll 3-bet 8s. Alright, we'll bluff. If he shoves here, sick. Okay, we got it, the best hand, we won. Pretty surprised in the end. I'm sure our opponent will be too. But it means we're betting there for value on the flop though a lot of times against the king high and queen high. Alright, we'll 4-bet a little bit higher too because we're going to be out of position a lot of times. We don't mind to see folds. Don't mind to see a call here as well. Ace Jack, calling in position. Could be dominated here a lot though. He's a little bit deeper, so you don't mind calling, but alright, we're going to fold this one. Much easier to play when you're in position. Alright, so King's 1, free flop. We'll call with the 7s. Oh, look at that. Alright, we're deep stacked here as well. He's going to pot control here, maybe a lot of his top pairs here, because we're deep stacked. He might actually raise though. I'd like to see a check here though. He could have a 10. I can't call. We were doing so good as well. I'm just double checking to make sure the board didn't pair. Yeah, we were doing so good too. Maybe the only thing we didn't do was check raise on the flop, which we should have done, and get rid of his 10 and keep the hands in that we actually, up against the top pair hands or two pair hands that we dominate. So probably a little bit. I'm going to check here. Hopefully get jack on the river. If he's got an ace, we're beat. I'll let it go anyway. King 8. Use position. Try and steal it with Queen 10, but all right, we'll play the king. That raises us. We'll let go. Good opponent will know that it's his range, not ours. Maybe a question mark to just probably check behind. All right, king queen offsuit, got a fold. Can't play. All right, four is coming in small blind though. Hopefully he calls and then we hit the fall, but hit a book. Doesn't really matter if he had a king though. All right, we'll play the ace and hopefully pick up some equity at the minimum. That's not what we wanted. All right, this is embarrassing. Check raise a3. Raise up sevens. Open up king jack offsuit. We'll bet again. Act like we've got over pairs at the minimum. All tens. We're going to set mine tens. We would have really loved to see a 5 there and hit that straight, but unfortunately, no. Surprised he called the turn though. Ace was playing as well. Good to see tens hold up. It's going to be really bear in mind not to open up too wide. Don't get too carried away. I feel like we've lost a couple hands just recently. So important we bounce back. Pocket 9, small blind. Tens. Ace queen offsuit. Definitely going to open that or 3-bet it. I'm going to raise tens. Go 3-bet tens. Good hand. We'll call, see if we can hit an ace. If we hit an ace, then we're going all the way. Alright, tens, just going to play it like this and hopefully get a fold on the flop. Perfect. Cheeky with the fours. Ace queen just missed everything. Alright, folds. Fours hold. Threes got to fold. Call there. King queen we can call. We're out of position, but we've got a really good post flop hand. Really need a 10. Really need diamonds actually. I want to see diamonds. There we goes, best friend. I'm gonna 3-bet jacks. Alright, just gotta let go. Can't really call, just hoping for a 10. Okay, jacks need to go in aggressive. No one wants it, so we'll bet it with threes. We'll bet like we've got a queen. Alright, eights, nines, king, queen. Alright, it's open. Alright, we'll call eights. Nines are going in. I'll continue. I'll fire one more. Threes are gone. Nine's up. Nines win. Whew. Eights win as well. That's the difference. It's these little hands you don't think of. Really help. Really help the winning. Although we haven't really won much. So can't really boast about winning if we haven't really won. But we are cleaning up our game. Cleaning up our act. I'm going to call here because I've got a lot of turn cards. That wasn't one of them. I only wanted to say like a 10 of clubs. Another club would have been good. King might have been okay. Could have at least got some showdown value. But yeah, the 10 of clubs would have been great because then we would have had an open end of flush draw. I don't think we're going to win this one. Weirder things happen though. Gut shot, backdoor flush with 5-4. Hit a pair. We'll need that 3. No, we'll call one more. Unfortunately missed it though. Would have been really tricky that spot, I think. Alright, 8's gone. He bets a big 2. It's a shame we didn't hit that 3. I think it would have been disguised. I really think it would have been disguised there. Alright, we'll 3-bet 8s. Open up Jack 9 offsuit. Alright, 8s are gone. People don't 4-bet light enough. And they're usually very premium cards heavy. So when you know that they're going to be premium, like only 4-betting way too heavy, like 3% of hands, then you can afford to 3-bet very light because they're going to fold out a lot of their hands. And that's how we exploit them. Alright, we've got a cat. Okay, ace, queen, queen 9's folding. Knocking over the microphone. Alright, now he's scratching the cat post. He's got the shits now. Got spoiled cats. Ace 9. Okay, I'm gonna fire it. All right, second pair, Queen 10, got position. All right, we'll fire this one. We're going for a nut flush. We'll squeeze with King Queen offsuit. Holding's fine as well. Would have seen the jack, would have been nice. But I think we've got the best hand here. I think we'll lose. Phew, okay. I don't think we lost value though. I don't think he's calling. All right, we'll bet like we got the ace. Defend ace 8. So a lot of turn cards if you follows it through with the barrel or with a C bet. We're going to call it. King Queen works. Okay, now we do have an open ender. It was one of the cards. Rather say it's 7 of spades though, but did have an open ender here. If he checks, we can probably fire a bluff. Because he could have an overpair. He could have ace jack, ace queen. So we'll fire it and hopefully he folds. Want to see a fold. Maybe I should have bet big, but he folded anyway. Beautiful. If he's got king high, he loses. So that's also a chance as well. We did have position. That's right. That was the sneak. That was the secret. That was the secret recipe there. We're going to bet this. If we hit the 5, we're happy. Also firing away here with a diamond here as well. Whew. Would have been dangerous. 8s could be good here against overcards. Gonna fire again. And 7-3. Alright, I'm gonna give a raise him. Need a 5 though. Okay, he's saying he's got better than us. I got 7s. 2 pair, could have Jack 9. Alright, we'll bet. Hopefully, okay, folds, but we're trying to get a call. Hopefully try and get like a Queen Jack or something to call there, but a weakish type hand. He seemed pretty weak, so we're trying to bet small. Bet small for value. Supposedly bet big for a bluff. And if that's the case in that theory. Ace Jack, not squeezing the under the gun. Balls are going in. Hit a set. Gonna definitely bet this. There's a lot of draws coming out. It's a dynamic board. Still got to do it. If he's got a 9, he's got to call. We could be in trouble. Don't want to see a queen or a 7 come out. Don't want to get raised on as well. All right, nice to see a win though. Trying to steal it with a6, but nice, we did. Ace Jack suited. Open it up. Open 7s. Get it 1 caller, 2 callers. We'll throw it in. We do have an uncapped range. Everyone else is capped. I'd like to see the small blind fold, but aces get a 3 bet. Do you have a gut shot here? Ace Jack's got a call, I think a small bet, C bet here. Gonna C bet a lot of his range. If we get a queen, it could be interesting as well. Alright, I'm gonna jam, and he should actually call his whole range here. Okay, we'll raise it up. Hopefully it hasn't got a flush. We'll just cash it out. We'll play it safe. Nice. Alright, so we're happy with that one. Okay, we've got ace jack suited. Probably argue to call behind there. Still want to get raised on from the blinds. Alright, we'll call the tens. Alright, 3-betting tens though, in the other hand. Alright. I think 10 should be good here. Queens hold up. Gonna bluff for the 8-6. Okay, queens hold up there as well. Some tiny hands there. It'd be all working through. Queen 10 offsuit. Probably gonna fold. Typically, we don't want to open up too wide. We don't want to call too wide. We don't want to cold call either. All right, 9-7 will defend. All right, if he checks here, throwing a bluff. We'll 3-bet ace jack. All right, nines are gone. Yeah, we only called pre-flop. We played the hand right. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have the aggression. If we had the aggression, then we could have probably bet. All right, we've got trips. Okay, fold. All right, nines. Ah, misclick. That was a misclick. Ah, maybe we should call a session. Calling nines. Oh, he's all in. We're favourites at the moment. All right, not messing around there. Fold ace nine, it's fine. Where were the tens? King five, wow. It's the smallest pot too. So we didn't, lucky enough, we didn't lose much there. We would have won the hand, but we would have been lucky to get like 10 cents. It's not, overall, it's not that bad. But we'll take it as a warning that we're playing a little bit tired now. We'll 3-bet. Hopefully no one else raises. Sometimes what happens is someone limps and then someone's got a tendency of raising. Freeze hold. Right, I've got to bet this one. There's a lot of Nasty cards coming out in the river. Alright, we'll fire away with the 7s, try and get out of it. We'll check here, hopefully get a 7 on the river. Got position, so we'll call. Do have an ace, so he might slow down with kings or jacks. Check behind. Could have the best hand with 7s. Beautiful. Alright, I'm going to bet this one. He could have 2 pair. Still think ace is going to be the best hand here sometimes. He should slow down. Can't call again now. Open up ace jack. 3-bet king queen. Good to see the big button. The big blind fold. Alright, jacks are raising. You could probably question to set mine there. That allows the big blind in. You have a gut shot. Yeah, would have got there as well. Would have been interesting if you hit 2 pair there, like ace king. One of those shifty hands, isn't it? Anything that's keeping me playing is the my prize, but I know we're not going to be able to keep it. I'm going to defend with 7-6 suited. I've got a gut shot. Unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate there. I think we could have got a bit of money there if we hit. Bet the queen. And he folds. We were pretty small too. Just couldn't allow free card to come out. All right, all 3-bet with a king blocker. All right, we got bottom pair with a flush draw. It's a shame. I love when they call and you hit a turn on the turn. Hit a trips on the turn. Cut shot with king 10. You bet this one. All right, ace 4 suited. We'll open. We'll check raise this. Unfortunate. We'll defend with ace 10. All right, so got a backdoor flush. Missed it. Value bet the 10. He'll call with the king. Oh, jack's even better. Beautiful. Surprise. Maybe he thought we were bluffing there. Hoping to call there and get a 10 and a 9. All those type of cards. All right, we can let go with queen jack. Oh, we'll bluff him anyway. Doesn't make sense that he checked the turn. Oh, wow. I don't know. It makes no sense. think that's just unlucky. I think that was extremely unlucky. All right, ace queen, king jack. All right, let's finish the session off. And we'll defend king jack suited. He's going to check here with queens and jacks, maybe. We've got two pair. We could be dominated here. He could check here with ace king as well. Okay, so probably the only hand that beats us is quads. All right, we're going to bet big here and try and look like we're bluffing. Look like we're bluffing. You never know, he might call with pockets. Ace high would be a bit of a hero call. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Very up and down at the moment, so hopefully we normalize. I think at the start, just before, like I said, straight before the video, I ran into internet problems. Had kings get destroyed by ace on the river. But anyway, I think overall we got our money back with that. So you can see we got 5 there and 4 there and 3, just under 3 there. So probably not a bad session overall. Probably around 41, 42. Anyway, guys, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. See you guys.